this guy's garage. Like and subscribe.
Presenting petitions. The Honourable Member from Guelph.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have the honour to present in both official languages a petition that comes from the members of the Holy Protection of the Mother of God, Ukrainian Catholic Church in Guelph, that states that whereas Bill C-57 is an important update to the Canada-Ukraine Free Trade Agreement that will assist the Ukraine in rebuilding after they defeat the illegal invasion of Vladimir Putin, that the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and the Ukrainian Canadian Congress has called on the Parliament of Canada to swiftly adopt this legislation, and misinformation regarding Canada's carbon pricing scheme having an effect on this agreement that is widely being debunked. The members, undersigned, have asked for the House of Commons and all parliamentarians to reaffirm our unwavering commitment to Ukraine by swiftly adopting the updated Canada-Ukraine Free Trade Agreement. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member from Battle River Crowfoot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And as always, it is an honour to be able to stand in this place and present petitions that are brought forward by Canadians. And today, in particular, I have a petition that brings forward a number of issues, but specifically signed by Canadians that are opposed to the bringing back, like the Liberals promised in the 2021 election platform, that would impose a values test upon charitable organizations. So therefore, to summarize, Mr. Speaker, the undersigned citizens and residents of Canada call upon the House of Commons to protect and preserve the application of charitable status rules on a politically and ideologically neutral basis. It is an honour to present this petition in the House here today.
The Honourable Member from Courtenay, Alberni.
Mr. Speaker, it's a huge honour to rise today to table e-petition 4568, which was signed by over 677 constituents from Vancouver Island, and they cite that recreation and wellness centres provide opportunities for communities to gather, connect, and stay healthy through physical activity. The research shows that recreational and wellness centres promote personal health and well-being among users, and recreational facilities play a critical role in the rehabilitation of workers recovering from injuries in the workplace. And without adequate recreational facilities, find it challenging to retain seniors, youth, and communities in the families in the community, which limits the retention of highly qualified professionals, volunteerism, and is a loss to communities. And the benefits for recreation and wellness facilities to individuals and communities have been well researched and documented. They cite that our communities need more facilities, such as the West Coast Multiplex, which has been in planning for over 20 years to offer diverse programs which are accessible by all our populations, and investing in Canada's infrastructure, previous partnership with federal and British Columbia governments, providing funds needed to be replenished with significant, sustained increase in the capital to meet recreational needs of our communities, the needs for expanding, creating, or replacing recreational facilities on the West Coast, Port Alberni, and Oceanside. They're calling on the federal government to invest heavily in infrastructure and recreational facilities to help keep people in community, keep them healthy. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member from Yukon.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. I'm pleased to present a petition on behalf of a substantial number of Yukoners. The petitioners and signatories call to the House of Commons to support motion M86 calling for a citizens' assembly on electoral reform. The petition also states that the Yukon signatories would also like to draw your attention to the following. The need for electoral reform continues to be a fundamental issue for citizens of all political persuasions. Therefore, they call for a new approach to developing a citizens' consensus on electoral reform, where citizens are given a voice on the subject of electoral reform and a right to make recommendations. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member from Mission Maskey, Fraser Canyon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At the direction of the Liberal government, the Correctional Service of Canada is operating the Prison Needle Exchange Program, or PNEP, in federal correctional institutions, effectively encouraging illicit drug use in prisons. Illicit drug use in federal institutions are contraband. Equally, any item used for injecting drugs are also contraband. The presence of needles for illicit drug use in correctional institutions presents a severe safety risk to both inmates and correctional officers. The already hazardous workplace of the correctional officer is made more dangerous by the presence of the PNEP. and the Canadian Drug and Substances Strategy should focus on helping Canadians recover from addiction and receive treatment, not on supporting these addictions. Therefore, petitioners in Mission, Matsqui, Fraser Canyon, and surrounding ridings who are Canadian citizens and permanent residents of Canada call upon the Government of Canada to cancel the prison needle exchange program operations, stop permitting the use of illicit drugs in Canadian prisons, and focus the efforts on helping inmates recover from their addictions through new treatment policies. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member from Winnipeg North.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today I table a petition in regards to health care. We have the healthcare professionals, in particular our nurses, that are often undervalued, whether it's from the provinces to other stakeholders, in terms of us not recognizing the potential and the harm that we do by not properly supporting them, Madam Speaker. And that would include everything from not recognizing credentials to retention-related issues, anxiety and stress that's put into the profession. And they're calling on all members of Parliament to ultimately recognize the reality of our healthcare professionals and do what we can to support and work with the other jurisdictions to make life better for our healthcare workers. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Presenting petitions, the honourable member Simcoe North.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. It gives me great pleasure to rise today to give a voice to a significant number of constituents in Simcoe North that care about the issue of electoral reform. They believe that the need for electoral reform continues to be a priority, that we need a non-partisan approach to this, including Citizens' Assembly, and are therefore calling on the House to give a voice to the subject of electoral reform by supporting M86. Thank you very much.
Presenting petitions, présentation de pétitions. Questions on the order paper. The Honourable